first ever experience with the spirit as a spiritual medium. I was 3 years old. My mom and I were cleaning my great-grandmother's house while she was out of the house, and I remember asking my mom if I could go upstairs to go to the bathroom. She was vacuuming on the lower level, and so I was crawling up the stairs like a little kid does, hands and knees slowly crawling up there. That was probably the best way that I could figure out those steep stairs in Western New York at the time. And the bathroom was on the right side of the house once you got up the stairs. So it was the first or second door to the right. And so even though I had to go to the bathroom, I remember asking to go, I didn't stop at those doors. I didn't stop on the right side. I actually ended up continuing to a room that was either on the very left or kind of to the left or back of the rooms that you arrived to once you got to the top of this stairs. So I went back to a room more on the left side, and either I just walked in or I opened the door. I can't remember, obviously. And there was an apparition. There was a figure standing there, sort of behind the bed, between the bed and the window. And it was a full figure, a woman with dark hair, a dress that looked old to me, and even more interestingly, her affect looked old. Like she looked vintage, almost like she was coming out of a vintage projector or something like that. And so I remember, being 3 years old, I was just very taken aback. I froze and I stared at her, and I don't know if I said anything. I don't know if I spoke at all, but I remember her looking at me and speaking to me. But it was almost as if it was an out-of-body experience. Like I didn't remember what she said to me at the time. It was just such a unique situation. And so that moment was vivid, but honestly, I don't remember after that, if I turned right after that, if I went to the bathroom, if I went straight down the stairs. But I did eventually come back down the stairs, and I told my mom that I had just met her Aunt Marianne and that she said hi. And my mom turned as white as a ghost because she knew that she had never told me about this person. Remember, I was 3 years old at the time, and her Aunt Marianne had passed away before I was born. So there was never a reason to kind of bring her up. But the interesting part is they were very, very close in life, almost like her Aunt Marianne was her mother, and she died tragically in that house from ovarian cancer. After that, I don't think we finished the vacuuming. And the interesting part about that is there have been spirits seen in that house before. My father, before him and my mother divorced, saw what he thought was my great aunt, and she wasn't at home at the time. So it might have been a different spirit. We're really not sure who it was to this day. There were other family members that passed away, but definitely an active house, as are many of the older houses in Western New York that were built in 1912, 1920. Very old houses with a lot of energy in them. So that started a journey with family members who've passed, family members who are about to pass. I've been in older homes and in older cities like St. Augustine, Florida, where I have experienced a variety of things, spirits, shadow figures. I've come upon a lot of spirits, and one thing that I've had to do over the years is just get used to it. That's the biggest thing, is going from having the ability to trying to shut it down for many years to not being able to shut it down to finally being able to learn how to work with it. So that's kind of how I started my spiritual journey. It definitely wasn't by choice, but it is a gift that I feel very honored to have, and I continuously try to see what good I can do with it.